Enroll your child for the manifested e-learning platform and see their grades grow tremendously. These videos can be downloaded to a laptop for offline viewing or viewed from a smartphone in a cost-friendly format.
Hello learners, and welcome to Manifested e-learning platform. I'm glad to welcome you once again to this learning forum. The subject is geography. Today I'm going to introduce a very interesting topic, an exciting topic known as hydrological cycle and the action of rivers. This is a new topic. Learners, welcome to the lesson. The subject, geography. Geography. The topic is hydrological cycle and the action of rivers and the action of rivers and the action of rivers. Action of rivers. This is the fourth topic. Learners, having exhaustively covered the first topic in Form 3, statistical methods. We've also gone through map work. We've covered the external land forming processes. Today we are moving on to hydrological cycle and the action of rivers. And the action of rivers. And I've said, learners, this is one of the most interesting topics in geography. And learners, have you ever thought of where the rain comes from and why it does not get exhausted? Because year in, year out, we receive rain. There are certain months where we receive rain on daily basis. Okay, have you ever wondered why or where the rain comes from and why that rain does not get exhausted? How about the rivers that flow day and night? The rivers that flow day and night without drying up. Have you wondered how come the rivers never dry up? For example, where I was born, there is this stream that never dries up. Okay, we call it Muzorori. We used to say, I'm going to draw water, Muzorori. So that river flows throughout, year in, year out, day in, day out. It never dries up. Okay, so the question is, learners, where does this water come from and where does it go? So these are questions that we are going to attempt to answer in this topic, hydrological cycle and action of rivers. We are going to answer such questions and other questions relating to water. All right, learners, those are the kind of questions we'll be answering in this chapter. Now, learners, before we start defining the terms, I want to lay out the chapter objectives. Chapter objectives. By the end of this chapter, this is what we intend to achieve. Number one, by the end of this chapter, you should be able to define, one, hydrological cycle. Learners, you should be able to do what? To define hydrological cycle. Number two, you should be able to define river rivers. Let me write rivers. Number 2, rivers. Then the third thing that you should be able to define is river streams. River what? River streams. Then the second objective, learners, chapter objectives. By the end of this chapter, you should be able to discuss the significance of hydrological cycle. Discuss the significance of the hydrological cycle. Hydrological cycle, objective number 2. All right? Discuss the significance of the hydrological cycle. Then objective number 3, learners, you should be able to explain the processes of the hydrological cycle. Explain the processes of hydrological cycle. Explain the processes of hydrological cycle. Within the cycle, there are various processes. So you should be able to explain the processes in the hydrological cycle. Then number 4, learners, you should be able to explain the processes of rivers on the land. Explain the processes of rivers on land. The processes of rivers on the land. On the land. On the land. Then number 5, learners, by the end of this chapter, you should be able to explain the factors contributing to sculpturing of the earth by rivers. All right? All right? Do you understand? You should be able to explain the factors contributing to the sculpturing. All right? Explain the factors contributing to the sculpturing of the earth by rivers. Explain the factors contributing to the sculpturing of the earth by rivers. Number 6, the 6th objective, learners, is that by the end of the chapter, you should be able to describe the features resulting from the work of rivers on land. Okay? Describe the features resulting, learners, describe the features resulting from the work of rivers on land. The features resulting from the work of rivers on land. Describe the features resulting from the work of rivers on land. Objective number 6. Number 7, learners, by the end of this chapter, learners, you should be able to discuss what we call river drainage. Learners should be able to discuss river drainage patterns and systems. River drainage patterns and system. Discuss river drainage patterns and systems. And number 8, the last objective, learners, you should be able to discuss the significance of rivers and the resultant physical features. Discuss the significance of rivers and the resultant physical features. Discuss the significance of rivers and the resultant features. These are 8 objectives that we tend to achieve by the end of the topic hydrological cycle and action of rivers. So learners, the topic is all about water, all right? Hydrological cycle and rivers. We are going to concentrate on the rivers and the hydrological cycle. So objective number 1, define hydrological cycle. Roman 2, rivers. Roman 3, river streams. The second objective is to explain the processes of hydrological cycle. Then we'll also discuss the significance of the hydrological cycle. Number 4, explain the processes of rivers on land. Explain the processes of rivers on land. That's why I told you, learners, it's a very interesting, exciting topic. We are going to see how the processes that take place on land as a result of the movement of rivers on land. Then number 5, we'll explain the factors contributing to the sculpturing of the earth by rivers. Sculpturing of the earth by rivers. The factors contributing to the sculpturing of the earth by rivers. Number 6, describe the features resulting from the work of rivers on land. Describe the features resulting from the work of rivers on land. Because remember, the rivers flow on land. Okay, they flow on land. Rivers don't flow in the air, no. Due to the force of gravity, they flow on the surface of the earth. So we will be describing the features resulting from the work of rivers on land. Then number 7, learners, we will discuss river drainage patterns and systems. River drainage patterns and systems. By the end of the topic, you will be able to discuss river drainage patterns and systems. Then lastly, you should be able to discuss the significance of rivers and the resultant physical features. These are resultant physical features. And the resultant physical features. That's what we intend to achieve under this new topic, an exciting topic, hydrological cycle and the action of rivers. So learners, allow me to rub the board. Then the remaining minutes of this lesson, I'm going to define the hydrological cycle. So learners, the remaining minutes, I want to define the hydrological cycle. I want to answer the question, what is the meaning of hydrological cycle? Hydrological cycle. what is hydrological cycle? That's a question I want to answer. Now, learners, the hydrological cycle is simply the endless movement of water from the air to the Earth's surface and back to the air again. That's the meaning of the hydrological cycle. So, learners, the hydrological cycle is the endless movement of water from the air, the endless movement of water from the air to the Earth's surface, movement of water, endless movement of water from the air to the Earth's surface and back to the air again, and back to the air again, and back to the air again. It's a cycle. Cycle, learners, cycle from the word circle. It's like a circle. Water goes, it's like a circle. The water that is in the air endlessly moves to the surface of the earth and back to the earth again. So there is that endless movement. That endless movement of water from the air to the surface and back to the air again is what we are referring to as the hydrological cycle. Okay? It is also referred to as the water cycle. It is also referred to as the water cycle. The water cycle, learners, is also referred to as the water cycle. And that answers the question, learners, how come it is always raining and there is no exhaustion? That rain never gets exhausted. How come there are rivers that are always flowing without drying up? The answer is the water that is flowing in the river today, that water comes from the air, okay, to the surface of the earth, then back to the air again. So the water flows, goes round like that, like a circle. The same water that is in the air is a water that you will find running on the earth's surface. Then the same water will again be back to the air. So learners, the circulation of water, that circulation of water is carried through different processes. Learners, this movement, the circulation of water, the movement of water from the air to the earth's surface and back to the air again is carried out through several processes. We are going to mention the processes. Another point I want you to write down, learners, is that the circulation of water is carried out, the circulation of water is carried out through the following processes. Is carried out through the following processes. We are going to mention 8 processes. Okay? Number 1, evaporation. That is not a new word to you, learners. Form 3 is not a new word. It's not new. Evaporation. Evaporation. All of you already know what evaporation means. Okay? Then, number 2, the second process is known as cooling. 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 Some of you, again, you can tell me what cooling is all about from the word cool. Cool. All right? Cool. Then, number 3, again, is another process that I know you are familiar with. Is known as condensation. 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 Evaporation. Cooling. Condensation. All right? Condensation. These are 3 processes. I've said, learners, the circulation of water is carried out through the following processes. Number 4, learners. Number 4, another term that I know you can say something about it is precipitation. 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 Precipitation, learners. Number 5 is surface runoff. Surface runoff. Surface runoff. Number 6, learners, infiltration. 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 Number 7, percolation. 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 Then number 8, overland. Overland flow. Overland flow. So, learners, the circulation of water is carried out through the following processes. 1, evaporation. 2, cooling. 3, condensation. 4, precipitation. 5, surface runoff. 6, infiltration. 7, percolation. 8, overland flow. So, learners, the circulation of water. That is the endless movement of water from the earth to the surface of the earth, okay, and back to the air again. The circulation of water, the endless movement of water from the air to the earth's surface and back to the air again is carried out through these 8 processes. In our next lesson, learners, I'm going now to describe these processes. Okay? I will draw a diagram here on the board. Then we will see how water endlessly moves from the air to the earth's surface, the surface of the earth, and back to the earth, to the air again. What we refer to as the water cycle. Water cycle. So, learners, That will mark the end of today's lesson, but as it is our custom, I'm going to give you revision question. One question, revision. What is the meaning of hydrological cycle? What is the meaning of hydrological cycle? When answering this question, learners, make sure you've closed your exercise book so that you don't copy the answer from the book, but try and see if you can retrieve the answer from your memory. Thank you and bye-bye.
Thank you for choosing to study with us. For more information, you can call us on 0724 173845.